Here are some of the papers we've got for you here this morning. We'll start with Nigerian Tribune. Planned protest. Senators, reps join last-minute mediation. That's a big lead on the front page here this morning. Some of the writers, Peter Obi reveals those behind protest. CPPE cautions against likely economic impact, says it could inflict a daily loss of 400 billion naira. New Telegraph is next. August 1 youth rage. Government at crossroads as tension rises over planned hardship protest, the paper reports today. Vanguard newspaper equally focuses on the same theme, hardship. Police, protest organizers dig in is a big lead on the front page here this morning. And they also have a host of riders. Be cautious, Can warns FG protesters. Obi backs planned protest, says hunger, hopelessness, sponsors, and it goes on and on. Nigerian News Direct is next here. Economic hardship. Peter Obi backs August 1 protest, says protest is allowed globally. And then look at the Abuja Inquirer, protesteria. That's their caption. 72 hours to 0 hour. Tinubu governors others in last-ditch efforts to stave off protest. Security ramped up nationwide. Organizers dig in, the paper reports here today. Look at the Daily Times. Proposed nationwide protest. Why would demand details of organizers ascribed to the police? Says Nigeria Police holds responsibility to ensure that any activity does not pose threat to national security. Threatening protesters undermines Tinubu's legacy. Amnesty International. That's how they lead here today. The Daily Trust reports a different narrative on their big lead. Zamfara lawmaker, ex-LG chair, district head nabbed over kidnapping. Wow. Projects. So many would then ask, what is being done with it? Why is this not being addressed? You might ask. You might want to pick up the paper and see how the story goes. Then the Nigerian Observer, rights groups push on with hashtag end bad governance protest as FG's strategy to contain threats unfolds. Well, those are some of the dailies here this morning. So, quite a number of the papers, as you've seen there, focusing on the
nationwide protest is the major story today.
Different words. Vanguard used the word hardship. Others use the word what? Planned nationwide, different narratives.
Oh, yeah.
This image you see here this morning was posted by Emmanuel Ped. He says that 3 youths holding flags of Hunger Day, in quotes, were arrested at Chevron Lekki by police, but they were first seized and dragged by Agberos to police where they were standing. And he went on to say that they were informed that he was informed that they were being taken to police headquarters. That's Ikeja, somewhere in Ikeja, and also tweeted the number plate of the police vehicle, which you also see the vehicle right there. So some concerns here about this particular matter. This narrative, I think it was posted 22 hours ago, say they were arrested this morning, 22 hours ago, meaning yesterday morning. But if that were to be the case, I think you guys will also weigh in on this one. There are huge concerns here.
I mean, what are the details? Were they breaching the peace? What were they doing? Were they disturbing the neighborhood?
Well,
why were they arrested?
The thing is, they were, first of all, he says, by the touts, that's the name for the touts, pick them up and then hand them over to the police. That suggests that do the touts have a brief to ensure that anyone who is seen with any of such should not be allowed. Now, the scenario that may likely play out is if and when they do come out in numbers, the protesters, does it then mean that the touts will embark on what? Trying to disperse them forcefully? And if that were to be the case, because it was in the same Lagos that they said there was going to be what? Oro Festival, and people shouldn't come out in certain parts of Lagos on, I think, the day they were scheduled to have that protest. This is a dangerous signal. This is not exactly good. And don't forget, guys, according to the narrative from Emmanuel here, is that they were just saying with that, they didn't say they were disturbing public peace. So because yes, they have a right to protest, but everyone's keep talking about, albeit peacefully. So if that was done peacefully, why were they picked up? All right, so we'll address some concerns when we come back in just a moment. Don't go away.